All right, we got another episode of the radio ATL, the aftermath on the air. And I was gonna say that my brother got way better looking, except it's not him. It's Zaida Lisa from the Mama's Cocktail Hour podcast network hanging out with us. Zaida, what's going on? How you doing?
What's up, guys? I'm super blessed to be here today. I'm so excited to kind of interview Juicee K today. So you guys have an amazing show. I'm so happy you locked in.
Yes, that's who we are talking to, Juicee K. She's got a show coming on Global R&B radio online. So we're going to check it out, talk to her, and see what's going on with the show and how she got involved in radio.
You are now listening to The Radio Show.
Old people in general, stop wearing them ignorant ass Bluetooth pieces in your ear.
You're listening to The Radio Show ATL on YouTube and all other podcast providers.
All right, we're back with another episode of the Aftermath. We got Juicee K here from Global R&B 96.3 hanging out with us. Juicee,
hey,
what's going on?
Nothing
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here with you, M16 and Zaida.
Yes. We're about to talk this thing out here.
Yes.
So let's start. As far as like your journey to becoming an on-air personality. So you're able to land an internship on Global R&B radio. So how did this come about, and when did you start having aspirations before all this started?
So, I mean, M16, you know me, like in real life. And I mean, nobody knows this about me, but I really am shy. Like nobody would really, I really am shy.
I don't get the shy vibe at all from you.
So I actually called the radio station to get my homegirl. She has her own makeup line. And I called to get her to see about sponsorship and advertisement. And then one thing led to another. I actually reached out to them as far as me being a radio personality as a joke. But, people know people who know people. And I guess they looked at my social media and they kind of were entertained by me. So we started from there and here we are.
Yeah, so just from basically joking around saying, hey, it'd be cool if y'all did that. So how about it? So with no, previous experience really doing that. So in regard to live streaming, because the station is live and there's no second takes and there's no do-overs. So what would you say is the most difficult part where you're starting this off, but you're not starting off recording? This is live, as it happened.
The biggest feat for me is hearing myself after the fact and realizing that I say a lot and having to slow down my speech. Me being from Jersey, Zaida being from Jersey, we talk fast. And so, and so we roll our R's just naturally. And so just hearing myself back and realizing that it's okay. The first take or the second take or none of the takes have to be perfect. Radio actually, what's the most interesting part is hearing real conversation and hearing people mess up, and that's okay. And people relate to. I think that's why reality TV show is the way it is. We want to see people be their authentic selves and mess up, and it's okay.
Juicee K, I love that you said that, because I think a lot of times, as I was just telling M16 recently, that perfection and imposter syndrome hits us really hard. I know for kind of being a female, and I agree, because I have that New Jersey, also New York vibe to me.
Right.
And so sometimes that is so funny that you said that, because that for me is the hardest thing too, hearing myself on the playback. But that's that's about, we are our biggest critics.
Absolutely. 1000%.
We are. So my question for you is, how do you juggle this? Being a mom, because you're a mom, you're an educator, you said you're a sister, you a friend. How do you juggle all of that and then kind of still be real on radio? Because radio is very filtered, you can't curse. How do you take that energy and kind of put it into play?
Luckily, the radio station I work for is privately owned, so we're not really held to the standard of, the censorship that most people are.
Right. Okay.
However, my mom is listening and my dad, they're listening. So, and my kids and, some of the people that I work with are listening. So I kind of have to censor myself in that way.
Right.
But every now and again, Jersey will slip up or ATL will slip out. It just depends. I'm a mixture of the two. well, but I find that, you know, to answer your first question, as far as juggling is concerned, this is an outlet for me. Like, I'm always talking. So now I just get to talk and other people get to hear me. That's it. That's what makes it easy for me to juggle. And my kids love it. They're so proud of me. My sisters are proud of me. And so I think that just gives me push, you know, the days that I don't want to record, or I'm like, oh, is anybody listening? Or are they even entertained by me? Or is my voice annoying? I put that to the side and realize that, you know, I'm doing it for a bigger cause. And, you know, I don't believe in coincidences. So I'm here for a reason. So let's make it happen.
I love that. That's dope.
You are now listening to The Radio Show.
Possible. Chameleonaire made enough to set himself up for life based on Riding Dirty just off the ringtone.
Hold on. Chameleonaire. I was about to say Chameleonaire.
Oh no, Chameleonaire
is not a Chameleonaire is not a one-hit wonder. He made some other songs.
Name them.
You're listening to The Radio Show on YouTube and all other podcast providers.
I like the explanation that it's an outlet, you know, to be able to blow off some creative steam and maybe some stress, you know, to be able to kind of take yourself out and become this version of yourself with the volume, you know, turned way up.
Right.
All right. So again, we're talking to the talented Juicee K. All right. So you can check out her show that's coming up soon, The Break Room. All right. So you can catch that on Global R&B 96.3. That's from noon to 2 Eastern. All right. That's Mondays and Tuesdays. Just go to globalrnbradio.com and you can follow her on Instagram at Juicee K 24. Now, let me ask you this before I hand it over here to Zaida. What can people expect from The Break Room, and what do you feel like it's going to set it apart from the other programming that's going to grab the listeners?
Let me answer your first question. You know, The Break Room. When you think about The Break Room, you think about getting away from all the noise of corporate, or if you're a teacher, getting away from the students and being able to have adult conversations, unfiltered conversations, uncensored conversations. And so that's pretty much what The Break Room is. I'm a huge Beyonce fan. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but I am the Douglasville chapter president of the Beehive. Self-appointed.
Wait, hold on. You're not gonna skip past that. So what does it consist of? What does the president of the Beehive chapter do? Like, what are you responsible for? I'm curious.
Well, because I appointed myself, it's whatever I decide.
Ooh, I like that.
So, I mean, I bring awareness to all things Beyonce. You know, I'm one of her biggest hype women, you know. M16 tried it. He's like, you know, when it first came out, he was like, you know, I'm gonna be honest, I listened to it and I really wasn't. And I was like, you know, I know, right? I know. But it's my job to, you know how Christians our job to usher in and witness to the people. I got to witness to the people about Beyonce, basically. And so, yeah, I love doing that. I'm gonna, you know, The Break Room, you can find the juiciest topics, aka Juicee K. I'm a big reality TV show junkie. I mean, in the worst way. And so you'll be hearing my takes on it. I'll have special guests on and, you know, have that funny banter. And I'm really competitive. I see, you know, me and M16 have been going back and forth about the Falcons versus the Saints for decades. And so I'm excited to
and you like sports.
I love sports. Sports.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. I officially love her.
Oh my gosh.
I officially love her. You sports. I'm a Knicks fan. So listen.
I'm a Knicks fan too. I'm a Knicks fan too.
What? Girl, we need to talk.
I'm a Knicks fan. I'm Knicks like John Stark and Patrick Ewing back in the day.
Yes. Anthony Mason. Yes. I already know. Yes. Old school Knicks. I know.
Absolutely. I mean, there were no Pelicans back then, you know, so they were.
So you're a Pelican fan now.
Yeah, you saw she's so funny. She just found a way to do that. She just found a way to slip that in. Zaida, go on and get in there. You got something else for Juicee K?
Okay, yes. I know that when I started my podcast, Mama's Cocktail Hour, one of the hardest things for me was kind of being real, right? Because you said filtering. And when you have to filter, I feel like sometimes you can't be your truest self. And I know that that's important, especially in media. Like, yes, you want to give the information. Yes, you want to be professional, but you also want to stay true. Do you feel like starting The Break Room has helped you with your confidence?
Yes. So like I said, again, nobody believes me, but I really am shy. So amongst my friend groups and the people that I'm around, I guess at work too, because don't sit by me if you want to actually pay attention at work, because it's not going to happen. But I guess it's helped me, I'll say, to
Right.
Be more well-rounded in the conversations that I have, and be open to other people's perspectives and not just shut it down. So listening to them and actually like listening, not just hearing, but actually listening to the things they have to say, and realizing that I don't know everything and that some people have valuable things to say to me. So it has helped with my confidence. I'm like, okay, so, I used to have to present to big crowds, and that would get me razzled and frazzled. But now I'm like, I'm on the radio now. Like I'm worldwide. Like
it's next level.
Right. So I mean, it's helped with my speaking, and
right.
My students don't know yet, but because I just recently went back into the classroom so that I would be able to create space to be able to do the radio thing. And I'm building my own business as well. So I was a supervisor over the special education department. So I was teaching the teachers and holding them accountable. But I found that, you got to make spaces for the things and for yourself to grow. So I ended up going back into the classroom recently. So it's actually helping me to practice, number one, my Spanish. And
I love that.
Oh, by the way, I'm 245 days on Duolingo straight. So I'm
Girl,
officially
your Spanish
bilingual.
is better than mine. So
working on that. And then I don't know, it's helped me to, I guess, come out of my shell a little bit.
Yes.
Come out of my shell. This is just, you stop it. Just stop. She said,
well, you know what, M16, let me chime in, because you know what? She's coming into her shell in a different type of way.
Right.
Because I feel like when you start kind of like podcasting, blogging, whatever, you're going to see a different side of yourself. You're going to open a level of vulnerability that you have never seen before. Absolutely. And I know that's what she's talking about.
Absolutely.
Because, right? Would you agree?
Absolutely. I mean, I joke with my sisters all the time about this. I'm like, I'm in the music industry now, and I'm in the entertainment industry now. Yes. But I mean, like, for real though, like we really are. And so you're opening yourself up to criticism and, yes. unsolicited opinions and whatnot. So, I mean, but that's what comes with the territory. And just, I'm pretty sensitive, but just filtering out all the noise, like only taking in what's going to help me be better. And I think it's helped me with that.
That's dope.
What has been your favorite part? I know you're interviewing me, but I want to know, like, you guys are the gurus at this point. So I want to take in all your points.
I would definitely say is like my personal growth. Mm-hmm. You talk a lot about unsolicited advice. Once you get on the internet, like my biggest thing and what I promote in my brand is all about like just empowerment, period. You want to be a better version of yourself than you was 2 weeks ago. For me, I really don't play into other people's opinions of me, because I know my growth and I know what my brand is. So it was starting to be able to swallow my pride, because ego will have you saying some things online and doing some things online that is kind of beneath you. Right. So just kind of focusing, and every day, like Nipsey said, 10 toes down, just keep moving towards your goal, and kind of just like letting all the fog be the fog. So right. I would say like you already there. Like it takes people a long time to kind of even get to that level of maturity where you like, yo, that's beneath me. But the fact that you already there, you already like your mind space is like good, like you're gonna take off, girl. I see it.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
I like this Jersey bond that's going on here. I'm feeling it,
Don't hate on the Jersey bond, okay?
No, I'm feeling it. Yeah. So just it's interesting though, in between answering with Zaida's question, talking about being in music and entertainment, it is a global R&B station, so it is playing R&B. So going back to the great music of the era of the 90s, all right, because we know that was the best there. So how do you feel about the current state of R&B, and do you feel we'll ever have a great wave of that era of the 90s in this era, or we're gonna have to go back to the archives forever? We're gonna have to be, listening to Jodeci and Drew Hill forever. What's going on? How do you feel about that?
That's an amazing question. And the reason, why I love the station, let me start by saying I didn't listen to the radio for a long time. I just started listening back to the radio because it became redundant and repetitive. You started hearing the same things, the same songs were getting, spins and what. whatnot.
Right.
And so I found that I was already just listening to my title, shameless plug to my sister Beyonce's album, the company. But honestly, I had my own playlist anyway, and it all consists of 90s music anyway. And that really was the blueprint. To me, 96 was the best time for R&B music. And I'm finding that people are even going back to what worked in the past. So if you notice, Beyonce, went back to house, which was before right before the 90s. So recycling the things that work. To answer your question, M16, it can be revived if we go back to true R&B, like true love songs. There's a song out about I cheated, deal with it right now. Currently, I forgot the name. I won't even give them the plug, but I cheated, deal with it. You was riding in a domestic car. I got you in this foreign car, but I'm cheating. So deal with it. And then turn around, Candy and Tiny ended up having an answer for that song. But it's like, yeah, that's fun. But that was his that was his shot at fame. And it's getting spins. That's the problem. It's getting spins. And so you have people like us who go back to Drew Hill and, even Day 26. Don't shoot me. Day 26 was on. Jodeci, Boyz II Men, like things like that, because it resonates in our soul. These kids don't have music. I hate. Luckily though, I'm raising my kids. My kids know. My kids 10 and 12 know already.
I agree, girl.
They can quote 7 o'clock on the dot. They can finish that. They know Usher. They know the things that I was listening to when I was in high school and elementary school.
You gotta put them on. You have to put them on. I'm a big advocate for that. My kids know everything. Jodeci, Drew Hill, Aaliyah.
Absolutely.
It's sad. All right, that we can't talk about R. Kelly anymore, and because there was some heat.
Oh, absolutely.
There was some heat. So now you get looked at sideways for mentioning him. But no, I agree. There was amazing music in the 90s, and I agree. I don't listen to the radio anymore. Everything is over and over. I don't know if we could get back to it though, because I feel like the era has changed so much. And then Beyonce is the one that keeps bringing it, right? She keeps bringing the heat. She keeps incorporating the old school and making it new school. But there ain't a lot of artists out there like her who are doing that.
So, okay, we all saw the infamous battle, the R&B versus battle, which was the worst I've ever seen. I was so embarrassed. And even, artists like RL and some of the members from 112 would go back and look at it and give their takes on it. And they were embarrassed and they're afraid. And they were in this industry. They're afraid for the state of R&B. So, I mean, Zaida, you don't think that they can come back, hopefully, but you don't think so. M16, what you think?
Well, I feel like R&B was trying to have a renaissance, and I'll say that Beyonce was the one leading the pack. So you talk about the early 2010s, like 2012 to about 2017, it was sort of like this revival. Chris Brown, people like that was trying to, conjure up this. And if you go back and listen to that era, there are traces of that in there. But I don't know if you could ever have a sustained era like it was. Like you mentioned 96, which might have been the golden year of the 90s when it comes to that. But you start talking about like 91 to like 95, 96, it's going to be hard to do that where what Zaida was saying, where so much has changed, the aspect of how people look at things is changed. But hopefully, fingers crossed, somebody can tap into that and bring that back. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
I agree.
Yes. So Zaida, I have a couple of more here for Juicee, but wanted to swing it back to you to see if you had something else here before we get into our little question game here.
Okay. What has been one of the hardest things that Juicee K has had to overcome with your newfound journey with the break room?
I'm relatively new in it. So, but to answer your question, comparing myself to others. So, you have, you have people who have a successful career and they obviously have a formula, but seeing what works and also seeing what doesn't work, but then also at the same time, staying true to who Juicee K is. Like, she doesn't want to be a replica of anybody. She wants to truly be Juicee K and be someone who people emulate, you know what I'm saying? So not comparing myself and not being as hard. Like the first time I did a drop, it took me, no lie, it took me an hour to keep re-recording this drop because it had to be perfect. It had to be. And I had to realize, girl, relax. Yeah, so that would be it. Not comparing myself and being myself.
I love that.
Okay.
And it's hard to overcome because I feel like 50 Cent was just talking about it recently. You want competition. You want to see people that you want to inspire because that's what's going to make you push further. You know what I mean? So you just can't compare that person to yourself, but good competition is necessary, you know?
Absolutely.
So just keep that in mind. Like, because I feel like I struggle with that too. It's like, damn, I want my stuff to be like, no, I want my stuff to be mine.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I want it to be authentic to me, but I also want that to have me like a goal, like something that I need to work towards.
When I first got on, I told the owners, I was like, you know, y'all are great. Like, y'all are bomb. Shout out to the owners of Global R&B 96.3. But I said, I'm coming for your spot. Like, I'm coming for it. With all due respect, I'm coming for your spot. And so they kind of chuckle. And then we have some amazing radio personalities. Like I have my work cut out, but that's my goal is never to be mediocre. So I'm coming for your spot, but in all fun, like let's bring each other, let's, inspire each other. Let's all that be our goal for all of us. And if that's the case, then, and we're working together to do that. And, regardless of the station that we're at, I can still have healthy competition with other people in other stations, because what's for me is what's for me, and what's for Global R&B 96.3 is for Global R&B 96.3.
Okay.
Nice.
You are now listening to The Radio Show.
And it plays into who I am as a person. I'm very impulsive. So I did it on an impulse, and I was approved, and it was like, yo, we were approved for like this amount of money. And it's like, yo, what do you do with that? You move the fuck forward is what you do.
You're listening to The Radio Show ATL on YouTube and all other podcast providers.
You are now listening to The Radio Show.
No. Yes. Black women can have long hair. No, I don't have weave in my hair. Do not touch my hair without asking.
I think we can start our game now, M16, because we could be talking here forever. I feel like I've known Juicee K forever.
I know.
You had that aura, like you're very familiar, very down to earth. So I love that.
Thank you. Same.
No, it does feel like it. So we're gonna go ahead and get into that here. So we got this Zaida. You can say she's a veteran on it, because when she was a guest, we did this. So we got our little game, Don't At Me. So with that, it's like we're trying to find out, different parts of your personality as far as when it comes to decision making. So I'm gonna ask you, a few questions, and you'll do it just like you be doing online. You know how you do it when you tell somebody, don't judge me, judge your mammy. But basically, this is what you're saying. This one is, if I ask a question like, Juicee, do you like Coke or Pepsi? You say, well, I like Coke, and then say, don't at me, like you on, Instagram or something. So that's how it rolls.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the first one here. All right. So this was music related, since we were talking about music. All right. So Juicee, you're listening to music. All right. Which do you prefer, the clean version or the explicit version?
Ooh. R&B or rap?
It matters not.
Give me the dirty version. Like, give me the real. Don't at me. I can censor myself. If my kids are in the car, I can push the mute button. Give me the dirty version. Don't at me.
All right, there we go.
I like that.
Zaida, what's up? So, music, you listen to it. You want the clean version or the explicit version?
I always want the real, so definitely give me the explicit version and don't at me.
All right, facts. I wouldn't dare at two Jersey girls. Never. All right.
Smart man.
All right, so listening to music, do I prefer the clean or the explicit? I want it the way it was intended to be listened to. So if there's a clean version, that means that that's not the original. So I want it how it was originally meant to be heard. So definitely the explicit version on that. All right, we got the next one here. All right, so Juicee, is there a difference between being a movie star and being a good actor or actress?
Ooh, yes, there is. And don't at me. Movie stars oftentimes are put on based off of who they know. Just like anything else, they're based off of who they know. There are so many underrated great actors that won't ever get a chance because you want to have a Denzel in your movie. Not for nothing, Denzel's amazing. But you have some people out there like Paula Patton, don't at me, who should have probably stayed in her high school theater group. And that's where it ended with her. Don't at me. So, yeah.
And you can expect opinions like this on Juicee's show coming up just like that. Zaida, Zaida, is there a difference between being a movie star and being a good actor or actress?
I think that's all on perspective. So everyone says that you would consider Ben Affleck, right? A movie star.
Yeah.
But some people would debate and be like, no. You know what I mean? So I would say, all right, we're gonna go with movie stars don't at me. And like I said, that it's all on perspective. A good actor can necessarily, after they get enough movies underneath their belt, become a movie star. So it's all on perspective and who's the one. I don't know. It's a hard question for me. I don't want to go. But if I have to, movie stars don't at me. Yeah.
I try to bring out the tough questions. You know, I try to do that. So for me, the biggest example I can think of with this is that, and Juicee agreed because we both the same on this. Both of us are pro wrestling fans. We love The Rock. All right, The Rock is our. Yes, we grew up watching wrestling, watching it together, all that stuff. The Rock is our guy, but The Rock is a movie star. I would not describe him as a actor. He probably would agree to that. Like, he's more of a movie star than an actor. When I'm looking at him in the movie, I see The Rock. So there is a difference between being that, because a great actor, like Juicee said, can turn into a movie star, where Denzel Washington is outstanding. He is probably the greatest actor maybe ever, but he's also a movie star. You'll go see him. So yeah, there's definitely a difference between the two of them. Don't at me. All right, time to argue here. This is food related. All right, we talked about this before. All right, Juicee, which one is the better cookie? And you've seen this one. Which is the better cookie, oatmeal raisin or chocolate chip?
Chocolate chip, without a doubt. Oatmeal raisin is the consolation prize. Like, you get that.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, oh, we didn't have the chocolate chip cookie, but here you go. Don't at me.
Yo, I'm gonna go totally left with that. It's definitely oatmeal raisin for me. It's something about the sweetness and the raisins and the sweetness. Yes. Sometimes I feel like the Chips Ahoy could be a little dry. So I'm gonna say oatmeal raisin with some milk. Don't at me.
Zaida, you ever, this is for those of us who don't like oatmeal, you bite into a chocolate chip cookie thinking that it's a chocolate chip cookie, and then you find out that it's an oatmeal cookie. Total disappointment. Your whole day is ruined.
No, not the whole day. Come on, Juicee, listen. Zaida is correct. It's oatmeal raisin, okay? It's oatmeal raisin, and I go one further with that, okay? Panera Bread has these oatmeal raisin berry cookies that they're better than any chocolate chip you've ever had in your life. I can't believe this is actually a debate. It's oatmeal raisin.
Oh, I'm gonna have to try that. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Oatmeal raisin.
So most of the world may not agree with you. When you go to, like, first of all, there's no break and bake, Toll House break and bake oatmeal cookies. When you go to Dairy Queen, there's no oatmeal raisin flavored Blizzard. Get out of here.
True that. But chocolate chip got the name, but the oatmeal, you know what? It could also be that oatmeal cookies start to be for, like, when you get older.
That's what
and you're appreciating a different type of thing. Now you're looking at the oatmeal, at the chocolate chip, like, I was doing that when I was a kid. Now I'm upper echelon. You know what I mean? I'm eating the oatmeal cookies.
Listen,
you have to try it.
Let me forever be childish then, because I'm childish AF when it comes to that. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh my God, that always sparks up one. Be sure to check out in the archives. We have an entire episode dedicated to debating oatmeal raisin versus chocolate chip in the archive. So make sure and check that out on our YouTube, on the Radio Show ATL YouTube page. We went at it for 30 solid minutes, and I don't care what they say, they were wrong. All right, we got two more here for you, Juicee. All right, here's the next one. Is it pronounced research or research?
Okay,
now you're not gonna ask a Jersey girl that question.
Is it research or research?
Yes.
As someone who is a person who has heard, Northern dialect as well as deep Southern dialect, I would have to say research.
All right.
At me. Don't at me. But me if you need to, but don't at me.
Okay. Oh God, that's it. Zaida. Research or research?
Okay. Anybody that says research, no bueno. It is research.
Yeah.
Don't at me. Or like Juicee K said, at me. Because that's the proper way to say it. It is research. You researching whatever it is you gotta research, not research.
Research.
Research? Okay, I can't even say the shit.
Yeah, right.
So we're all in agreement here.
Oh, okay.
Well, we're gonna say that the people who pronounce it research, they eat chocolate chip cookies. But the people who eat oatmeal raisin, they pronounce it the correct way, which is research.
Oh,
don't ask. All right. So Juicee, we got the last one here for you, and I'm interested on both ends with this one. All right, you are doing laundry and it is time to dry the clothes. Does everything go in, or are there some items that you leave to air dry?
All of them go in at the same time. They all don't get folded at the same time. Don't at me.
That had passion behind it. That was a mom talking right there. And
tired.
That's a mom talking. So Zaida, from this is my perspective, but you're doing laundry. It's time to. Does everything go in, or do you have certain hang up and leave the air dry?
Let me tell you, this conversation has started whole marriage wars. I throw everything inside. Don't at me, and I probably gonna need to wash it again because I'm gonna forget it was in there, and then the clothes gonna be smelling funky, so I'm gonna have to do it a second or third time. Don't at me. That's mom life.
Mom life. Hashtag mom life. Right.
All right. So for me, when it's time to dry the clothes, does everything go in or something to leave the air dry? All right. So with my t-shirts, and my wife and I have had spats behind this too. I'm like, if you're doing them, don't put my t-shirts in there because then when they dry, they get shorter. So some of them are left to air dry, but it's up to me to do it because if I ask her about it, she's like, nah, they're going in. You need to figure it out.
Yep. I agree with her.
And I'm gonna tell you this: I wouldn't dare at her at all. So when she says that,
smart man.
I ain't adding her. What'd you say, Juicee? Tell your mama to add her. I ain't doing it. Man, so definitely some of my t-shirts to air dry when I'm the one doing it. But I tell you one thing, you got that down pat, and you had all the juicy talk, and that was playing "Don't At Me" with Juicee K on the Aftermath. She did a great job with that. Definitely appreciate it.
That was fun.
You are now listening to The Radio Show.
I'm not, no, okay, he's got 40 in SIBO featuring E40. I feel like that's a very lazy song title. They just put both their names together and just 40 in SIBO featuring E40 by SIBO.
You're listening to The Radio Show on YouTube and all other podcast providers.
Yes, that's what we aim to do, have a little bit of fun here. So, Juicee, you've been everything that we were expecting for you coming through with this. Before we get you out of here, was there anything else that we might have missed, or if you want to just go through that and just let us know about when everything is coming through, at least a time frame, and just any other information that you want to get out there real quick?
Okay, so first and foremost, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and claim it now. Global R&B 96.3 is your number one source for R&B radio, okay? The website, as you said, was www.globalrnbradio.com. You can hear us on TuneIn. You can say, Alexa, play Global R&B Radio. Sometimes she acts like she has an attitude. I think she's working for the man a little bit. So you have to be kind of forceful with her. But if you have Google, you can download the app. You can also, but sometimes it might lag. So most times I just go through the website and it'll just be. And we have some real DJs, y'all. Like, it's not just people who just hit and play. We have real DJs doing real mixing. Like, and when I tell you, it's sometimes when you're listening to the radio and you just want them to get to the music, this is not that. This is where you want to hear what people have, the radio personalities have to say. And so I stand behind the brand. They are amazing. Like I always say, treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. Like, listen to it. It'll change your world for sure. And if it doesn't, at your mama. So.
All right.
That's right to the point.
Right to the point. Juicee, it was a great conversation. We appreciate you coming through.
Thank you.
Pretty sure this won't be the last time that we partner up to chat it up. But we go back a long time. You're one of my favorite people I ever met in my life. So I'm just glad for you. I'm happy for you that you're doing this.
Oh, thank you. And please, you guys, I'm just putting it out there. You are cordially invited to be my guest as well. So we had so much fun, and I'm gonna make sure you guys have fun on my show as well. So thank you so much for inviting me. And here's and cheers to establishing a radio friendship. Thank you.
Yes.
And collaboration, yes.
Yes.
Thank you for coming on. It was a dope show.
Thank you.
You are now listening to The Radio Show.
So you like chocolate chip cookies?
Yeah.
Certain ones.
You like chocolate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certain ones. So you take a chocolate chip cookie and you make the cookie chocolate. How does it go nasty?
It's not my favorite thing in the world. Like chocolate chip cookie is not like my first choice for a cookie.
What's your first choice for a cookie?
My first choice for a cookie is oatmeal raisin. My second choice.
Yeah, mine too.
Jason's Deli.
Jason's
Deli has a cranberry oatmeal walnut cookie that is
so
Jason's
Deli, dog.
Now I'm saying, but now oatmeal cranberry is different than oatmeal raisin. But I'm still not putting out chocolate chip. America's cookie.
America don't want us here, dog. Why do I want America's cookie?
You're listening to the radio show on YouTube and all other podcast providers.
All right, so Zaida, we just got done talking to Juicee K. A lot of energy there, fellow Jersey girl just like yourself. How you feeling about the interview?
Oh, I'm telling you, it was amazing. I felt the energy through the camera.
So we got the information right up there on the screen. So make sure when it drops, you check out the break room featuring Juicee K. All right, that's on Global R&B 96.3. That's from noon to 2 Eastern. Just go to globalrnbradio.com and make sure to follow her on Instagram at Juicee K24. Now, as far as Zaida, we have her information for Mama's Cocktail Hour. We're gonna have that in the podcast description and also put that on the screen as well for you to see if you're watching on YouTube. So make sure to show them some love. And then on our end, if you want to be a guest on the radio show, just send us an email, the radio show inbox at gmail.com, or you can send us a text, 678-800-1677. We look forward to hearing from you. So Zaida, it's so great to hang out with you again. Can't get enough of you. Come on back, keep coming back. We got to do this again.
For sure. I'm definitely coming back. I love the energy that M16 portrays on camera. It's just an instant connection. We rock together, so you already know.
Yes, we're going to keep it moving. So we appreciate y'all, and we're just going to keep dropping them. Just keep dropping all this content, all right? So we appreciate the support, and we'll talk to y'all soon. Thanks.
Bye.